Downsizing can definitely change your life for the better, but if you don't plan it out right, it can cost you thousands. Be sure to stay till the end of this video where I'm going to tell you the number one mistake that seniors make when downsizing. Okay, so let's get into it. By the way, my name is Bruce Roth. I'm a licensed real estate broker. Been licensed in California since 1987. I also have my NMLS license. I'm a mortgage loan officer, and I've had that license, I'm not sure, a few years now. I've been in the mortgage and real estate business both since 87. All right. The most important thing for us to do, for this video is made primarily for seniors, but the most important thing for you to do is to understand your total moving costs. Not just the difference in price, this house is worth $1 million and this house is worth $800,000. No. You also need to know how much the costs are. So here's a partial list of costs that I'm going to share with you. You need to pay realtor commissions, usually when you sell and when you buy. Now with the adjustment the Attorney General's office has made with the National Association of Realtors, many buyers find themselves in a position of having to pay commissions, which in the past they did not have to. You also have to be aware of how much your escrow fees might be and title fees. Title fee is usually to insure the title of the property in case there's an ex-wife or ex-husband somewhere lurking in the wings to come and take the value of the property. That insurance protects both the buyer and the seller on the transaction. Always in counties, there's a transfer tax. How much that is, you need to have in mind. If the home you're in now or the home you're moving into has a homeowners association, there are likely to be fees associated with the transfer of title from them as well. And now the next one, home inspection and appraisal costs. A lot of times sellers think of these as only buyer fees, but I think that can be a mistake. I've seen many times where smart, forward-looking sellers get a home inspection and an appraisal even before they list the property. That does a number of things for the seller. The first thing is they know what's wrong with their house that the buyer is likely to ask them to repair. They could even make those repairs in advance as a way of making things easier once you're in escrow. Because if the repairs are made, the buyer won't ask them to be made because their inspection will show that it's all been made. You could even share your inspection with them and let them save that money. That can add value to the transaction for everyone as well. Same with an appraisal. A lot of times, as a matter of fact, almost every single seller in the history of real estate in the world, not just in the United States, not just since the National Association of Realtors, almost every single seller in the history of the world thinks their house is worth more than it actually is. So it can be a mistake to ask, let's say the market value of the property is $1 million. To ask $1.1 million for it is a big mistake. It can slow your transaction down, and it can actually mean that you end up with less money. That's something I'll explain in another video, how pricing a property well can actually get you more money. All right. How much the movers are going to cost if you're going to hire professional movers, or if you're going to rent a moving truck and hire workers to help you. If you're going to hire the workers, you need to make sure they're not excluded on your homeowner's insurance, because if they're injured, that could be very costly, the workers' compensation. So some people decide they want to hire moving companies that do carry that insurance. It's up to you. If you're going to need packing supplies, boxes, tape, peanut for packing to protect things that are fragile. If there's a time difference between when you must move out of this house and when you get to move into that house, even if it's just a few days, there may be some storage fees for your possessions. You don't want to leave them out on the street in a truck just with a padlock on it, everything you own. All right. Sometimes utilities charge a deposit when you open a new account. That's especially true if you're moving to an area with a different set of utilities. If it's the same utility, they're probably going to be able to look at your payment history and not worry about a deposit. There's almost assuredly going to be cleaning, painting, and or minor repairs. A standard that I think is an appropriate standard when vacating a property, whether you're a tenant or a seller, I think the appropriate standard is that you should clean the property broom clean. That means that you have to dust once, vacuum any carpets or any hard floors, you sweep clean. There should be no trash, nothing laying in the house, no garbage. That doesn't mean the house that you buy is going to be that way when you take possession of it. That's just the reality of the world we live in. So there may be some minor repairs where they take their paintings down and there may be holes in the walls. All right. A lot of times, especially when downsizing, you need to take into consideration new furniture because when you downsize, there's frequently a problem between the size of the rooms. Your new living room may be much smaller. Maybe you have a bookshelf or bookshelves. I'm a book kind of guy. I have lots of books. This bookshelf behind me is not my bookshelf. All of my bookshelves are full, and I have boxes that I don't have enough shelves to put all the books in. All right. But the product, your possessions from your larger home may be too large for the new home. Your bedroom, the same thing. You have a bed set for a large master bedroom. The new home may be a little bit smaller, even if it's only 4 feet less. That may mean you need to get new dressers or something because it doesn't leave room to walk past the bed between the bedstand, the nightstand, and your dresser when going to the closet or the bathroom, depending on the layout of the home. All right. Let's see. Let me look and see what else there is. Okay. Another thing to take into consideration is reverse mortgages. A lot of people find because they have a lot of equity in the house they're vacating, maybe not 100% equity, but they have a lot of equity. They may be able to, the new home they buy, if they buy a home that's enough lower price, they may be able to get a reverse mortgage, which means that they have little or no monthly payment. And that's something that I'll be able to help you figure all that out because, like I said, I do have my NMLS license to be a mortgage loan officer. Some people find themselves now, a major motivating reason for the downsizing or the changing homes is because they live 4 hours from their grandchildren. And that means it makes it very difficult for them to visit or their grandchildren to visit. It's something that they want to change. And so we can help you with that. We can help you pick a neighborhood and homes near your grandkids, 10, 15, 20 minutes away maybe, or even less sometimes. And that can be great. You could be babysitting or whatever works in your life. Another concern about location for a lot of seniors is healthcare proximity. If you're a member of a particular HMO, health maintenance organization like Kaiser, for instance, you may be, or I'm a U.S. Navy veteran, the Veterans Administration, if you get your healthcare from them, you may be limited as to where you want to live because you don't want to live 2 hours from your ophthalmologist or your general practitioner or whatever. Or if you have some condition that you need to see more regularly, you don't want to be hours and hours away. So that's always a concern, and proximity matters more than a lot of people remember to take into consideration. All right, we need to plan the move carefully and in a measured way. That way we avoid being panicked while moving. Now, I want to remind you that I've covered a lot of things. You can easily get a transcript of this video if it's on YouTube. If not, you can contact me and I'll be glad to help you. Now, I put together a free downsizing checklist. You can click the link below to gain access to that in the caption below, and I'll be glad to send that to you. And now I want to go back to the number one mistake that seniors make when they're considering downsizing is they overestimate the amount of cash that they'll keep from the sale of their current home. That's the number one mistake. And part of my job, I use an escrow officer to help me to make sure my calculations are correct. But I'll help make sure we'll give you an estimate as to what you can expect to keep, and then we'll do the same thing on any house that you write an offer for, so that we know exactly where you're going to stand in the new home. If you're going to need to get a forward mortgage instead of a reverse mortgage, we'll be able to help you with the payment. Either way, we'll help you figure it out, left, right, and center. There should be a link below as well for other videos that I've recorded. And I hope you have a smooth transition from your big, fancy, expensive house to your smaller, easier to maintain, less fancy house, maybe near the grandkids. And my name is Bruce Roth, New Dawn Real Estate. And si quiere ayuda en español, también te puedo ayudar en español. For those of you who don't understand, I just told Spanish speakers that I can help them in Spanish as well. Thank you for watching.